Let's begin here with tensions between the United States and Iran escalating dramatically overnight. It all started early Sunday when Iranian President Rouhani cautioned President Trump about pursuing hostile policies. Rouhani said, quote, "America should know that peace with Iran is the mother of all peace, and war with Iran is the mother of all wars." Last night he got a response via tweet, of course.
President Trump warning Rouhani in all caps, never ever threaten the United States again, or you will suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious. CNN's Nick Payton-Walsh is live from London with how all of this unfolded. Good morning, Nick. A lot of people waking up on Monday having no sense how this started.
Certainly, and I think bear in mind all of this plays very conveniently into a president who is struggling to perhaps distract people from the consequences of the Helsinki summit with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Here, suddenly, we have a whole new sphere of American foreign policy being reignited here. Now, some of this potentially links into a speech by US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. We'll get to that in a moment, but we're coming to an area here in Iran where the decision to take apart the nuclear deal, for the US to withdraw from it, has potentially left many of European nations who want to do more business with Iran more vulnerable to sanctions. That's potentially put pressure on the Iranian oil market, certainly in the months ahead. They have in turn threatened to potentially disrupt supplies heading through the Gulf near Iran there. But the broader point is that this is being phrased as a bid to try and put increased pressure upon the relatively moderate Iranian government of President Hassan Rouhani, who was involved in that Twitter war. They've been accused of being basically wolves in sheep's clothing, but basically not being moderates, but being jihadist extremists, according to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in a recent speech. Here's what he had to say about that broad government.
The bitter irony of the economic situation in Iran is that the regime uses this same time to line its own pockets while its people cry out for jobs and reform and for opportunity. The Iranian economy is going great, but only if you're a politically connected member of the elite.
Now, there clearly have been a lot of grassroots protests inside Iran because of mismanagement, because of the collapse of the local currency there. In fact, Mike Pompeo referred to a $95 billion slush fund that was run by the Iranian regime to sort of support its various interests. A quick reality check. We're not suddenly about to see war between the US and Iran unless things escalate wildly, but this is a very delicate region where the balance between Lebanese Hezbollah to the north of Israel is precarious, where Israel is involved fundamentally a lot in Syria, stirring tensions there as well. Iran is heavily, deeply involved in Syria too. There's a lot that could go potentially wrong there, and a tweet like this, well, some say maybe they'll find like they were with North Korea. There are negotiations 3 months from now. We simply don't know. There's an element of distraction here, but also an element of saber rattling too. Back to you.
Indeed. Nick Payton-Walsh. For context, the oil market's barely blinking at this, so they're not taking it too seriously, but an interesting way to start the week. Thank you.